I kind of wanted to talk about the books that I've been reading that have helped me in my journey so far of finding myself creatively, and I've been taking a lot of inspiration from and being enlightened by them. What do I want to start off with? Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. This book honestly helped me in the beginning, like the first month after being laid off, to figure out who I am. If I wasn't paid to do something, what would it be? And it's like a lot of us say that, like, oh, well, I would just be laid down on the beach all day. But at the same time, we are humans, and we're meant to work in the sense of we're meant to do things that are passionate to us and expand on them, and also create on that philosophy of whatever, has made us passionate. So this book really helped me find that. And I read this about a year ago, actually, maybe like a year or 2 years ago. But I reread it after being laid off because I was like, okay, now I'm actually trying to figure out what I want. Like, I love the book when I first read it, but now I'm trying to figure out what it is for myself. Since then, oh my gosh, the things that I realized that I'm passionate about, and the things that I'm proud of myself. For the first time, I'm actually saying this. I'm proud of myself for the things that I have expressed so far. And definitely, everybody talks about The Artist's Way. I haven't read The Artist's Way, so I can't necessarily judge it. But I think this one is also a really great one that people should consider. The Game of Life and How to Play It. Yo, this book right here is the cheat code. First of all, what's interesting to me about this book is it was originally published in, I think, 1927. I could be completely butchering that, but I think it was originally published in like 1927. The writer in this book is a master manifester, and she truly believes in the power of, she takes kind of like different verses in the Bible and kind of matches them with how we can apply them to our everyday lives and how to manifest a prosperous and abundant life. Okay, so for example, the power of the word. By thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. So the first paragraph reads, a person knowing the power of the word becomes very careful of his conversation. He has only to watch the reaction of his words to know that what they do not, now I'm sounding like Mace.
But when the people were put forth, I'm so excited, I'm jumping over my words. I can't wait to get you this healing. I can't wait to get you this miracle. That's why I'm so jacked up. I know how to read.
He has only to watch the reaction of his words to know what they do, not return void. Through his spoken word, man is continually making laws for himself. So basically, what she's trying to convey in that chapter is our words are literally curses, are literally spells. So if throughout this process of me being laid off, if I continue to be like, oh my God, I don't have no money, I don't have this, oh my God, I'm stressed, I'm gonna believe those thoughts. My mind is creating the reality as it's going. We don't know the future. The past is the past. We cannot go back to that. The only thing that we have is present. So if I'm outwardly condemning, I'm going to be condemning myself by saying those words. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what tomorrow can bring. We don't know what 6 months from now can bring. Me having that mindset, I used to have that mindset, that survival thinking mindset. But what she also argues in this book is having that keeps you in that cycle. So the moment you begin to stop condemning yourself with words and speak life into you, and I'm abundant and money is always circling back to me, and speaking those things, I have seen so much change in my life in the last 3 months that it feels like 3 years have passed. I truly believe it's the change in my words. I'm understanding my words can be curses or spells. So I choose them wisely. This book, Midnight Library. Oh my God. I am so excited to go get the physical copy of this. I read the ebook, and truthfully, it became available for me after like 100 weeks hold on Libby. So I didn't even know what the book was about, but I seen that it was also like 50 something people waiting for the book. So I'm like, okay, this obviously is a book that's popular. So I didn't even click to read the description of it. I just opened the audiobook, whatever. Oh my gosh. If you're struggling, or somebody that's struggling with regret and thinking of what could have been, or, you know, whatever the outcome, and kind of trying to romanticize the outcome and neglecting your current life, or becoming depressed or sad in your current life, that book is for you. Oh my gosh. I've kind of made peace with some of my regrets. I think mainly most of them. I've made peace with them. But this book solidified the fact that, yeah, you should actually always make peace with your regrets, because somehow, some way, life is always going to come back to you. That's the beauty of life, and that's the beauty of time. So just a quick synopsis. So this character, she just is tired of her life, and then she almost tried to end it, but she ended up in this like afterlife that's not a heaven. It's kind of like before heaven, where all possibilities are possible. And the book really addresses quantum physics. So if you're into physics and into that theory of multi-realities, then this is all for you. So she's able to pick, or just basically just pick any outcome. Like, you know what? I wish I would have actually took the record deal. I wish I would have actually loved my mom a little harder, or whatever. And it shows every outcome and how would it have affected her life. So even if she thinks everything's all great, there's also going to be bad times in your life. And what it helped me understand is every path that we take in life comes with good or bad. It's the yin and yang in life. There is good and bad everywhere. Like there's literally like male, female, moon, sun, like there's literally that in life. So no life you would have chosen would have been the most perfect and ideal situation. It would have come with some sacrifices. It would have come with some sorrows. So that book solidified me making peace with any decision I've ever made in my life. I think it's a very wonderful book for somebody that's suffering with depression, or suffering with some type of sadness, like I said, suffering with regrets. And if you don't understand quantum physics, definitely look it up. It's a trippy concept. In the book, you kind of get this, or at least for me, I got this beautiful feeling of just feeling thankful and grateful for my life, feeling like everything that I do is intentional, feeling like every decision I make is going to lead me somewhere and it's not going in vain. That book just I don't know, something about life just felt lighter. It felt better. It felt like possibilities are endless. So it's no point in worrying about if a possibility doesn't come. There's always going to be another coming for you. I just want to say I have been trying to record this last part maybe like 3-4 times, because this book is so good that I just keep talking and rambling about this book, and I have to cut it off and start over. Viola Davis, Finding Me. Let me try to give like little spark notes, reasons of why this book has been like a pillar in my life. And I literally just read it, but I feel like I'm so connected to her in a way. Growing up feeling like there is something more in her life. And it's like, I completely relate to that. And I've always thought that I was delusional for thinking that. And I used to think that was just like a childhood thought. But literally to this day, I feel like there's something way more like extravagant to my life. Like it's like, this is just right now. It always feels that way. But I'm learning to have gratitude. But another thing in her book that I was like, damn, like I feel all of this, is her being in survival mode even after receiving some of the things that she was hoping for. And also her finding her own understanding of God, religion, manifesting, hope, faith. I feel that completely because like, even in her answered prayer, she was still trying to hurry up and go get the train because she got to get home, or she misunderstood. Like, in a lot of her stories, I could tell it was still coming from a place of survival. And I understand that. I'm currently in the stage of pulling myself out of survival mode and realizing I deserve nice things, and it is okay to have hopes and dreams and act on them. I don't have to suppress who I am. One instance in particular in the book was her feeling that she was letting go of her blackness when she was in Juilliard. And I feel that because I'm in the art space, the art curation space, meeting different artists, different curators, and just speaking to different people about their craft. I'm just genuinely interested. I'm not claiming to know everything. I'm not claiming to, be anything that I'm not. I'm here being a sponge, fully grasping everything that I can, right? Taking all the opportunities that align with me. And I'm quickly realizing there is a divide. There's some people who are artists and they've gone through something, and it allows them to be human and recognize other humans. And I'm having wonderful relationship with those artists or those curators, or, because we see each other. But then on the flip side, there are people who, and maybe they're genuinely like this, but I feel like they are being something that they aren't. I had a situation recently where I was talking to somebody, and I can tell she was trying to like size me up in a way, like in our conversation, trying to just see if I was understanding what she was talking about, the different definitions or realism, or all these different words in explaining her art. And in the conversation, I understood, and I said something that was like, consider ebonics. Like, girl, I had said something like, I don't got, or something like that. And I could see like her eye, I don't know how to do it, her eyebrow raised. And for a second, I did, like, after the event, I was offended, and I was actually like feeling like a little like, I don't know, like insecure about that. And I had to go deep and understand, why am I feeling insecure, and why am I feeling like kind of offended by that? Is it because it stung, or is it because I'm trying to throw away something that is a part of me? I grew up talking like this. I have grandparents that talk like this. It is my dialect. It is my language in a sense. So it's like, okay, okay, then you're just not my core audience, and that's okay. And there's other people that I'm meeting in this space that I'm connecting to, that I don't feel like I have to perform for. So Viola Davis's book, I think she articulates that well, on how sometimes, especially coming from where you come from, where, it's kind of that survival mindset. It's that, how you talk, the attitude, the things that the person that carried you, your inner child that carried you, you don't have to lose that. And it's okay. Another thing that Viola Davis, I was just like, damn, I wish that I could talk to her and tell her how much I relate to this book. But another thing is her not knowing. Her not knowing. Everybody sits around and act like they fucking have done shit, and they just are an expert at everything, and they have never been new at something. Everybody is pretending. And the people I'm noticing who try to make people feel inferior for not knowing are the people who feel inferior themselves for not knowing. And they're trying to outwardly portray that they know something that they don't. And what I just love and appreciate is throughout the book, like even her dating history, her understanding what true love is, her credit history, her being embarrassed about it when she met her husband. It's like, when you're the first in your family to do something, when you're the first in your family to be like, you know what, I'm going to put myself out there and I'm gonna chase my dreams, you're not gonna fucking know anything, especially if you don't come from a family that has already paved that way. So for me, I'm also going through that myself, where there's so many different things that I don't know, or I used to condemn myself for and feel like inferior about, because I didn't grow up with those resources, or I didn't know, whatever. I'm not supposed to know. And those people that make me feel sorry for not knowing, fuck them. And she's the first person, or actually the second person, that made me realize the mistakes happen because some things we were literally just not taught. And how the hell can you be upset at yourself, or how can anybody be upset at you for not knowing these things? Be around people that are going to teach you. And I don't know, y'all, man, that book was I hope these book recommendations, at least one of them, somebody can take and use and read and apply it to their life, and see how quickly your life changes and your circumstances changes in the long run.